What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul for you. I picked all these up at the flea market here in Louisville a month and a half ago now. It was around Memorial Day. So they just do a big flea market out at the fairgrounds here in Louisville every few months, and on holidays there's always a few comic vendors out there. So I always go and check it out, and that's where all these books came from. And these were all $1 a piece, so it's nice to be back at a place that had nothing but dollar books. A few of the vendors had priced books, obviously, but there was 3 or 4 vendors that had a ton of dollar long boxes to go through. So that's where I spent all my time digging through. So we'll get going here. First book is Creech number 2. I think I showed number 1 in the last video. It's just Greg Capullo IP, just his original character that he created. So I got number 2 and number 3. So I'm not sure how big the this first series went. I don't think it went too long. It might only be in these 3 issues, but it could have been longer. I'm not sure, but just happy to pick those up. Next, we got Crossfire and Rainbow. This is the first issue of this mini-series. So these are characters from the DNA agents. DNA agents, that's hard to say, I guess. The Crossfire, Dave Stevens did a couple of covers, maybe just one for Crossfire, the Marilyn Monroe cover. I can't remember which issue that is, but I still haven't found that one, but definitely on the lookout for that. And he did Crossfire and Rainbow issue 2 or 3, I think. It's got Elvis on the cover, which is pretty cool. But this is just the first issue. It's not Dave Stevens, but just a fun little mini-series. It's just a 4-issue mini-series that you can find pretty cheap. Next, we got cool Captain America book here. This is 383. This is a cover by Ron Lim and Jim Lee. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like, it looks like a mashup of both of them. They're the pencil styles. So I can't tell if Jim Lee inked it or Ron Lim inked it. Usually the first name is the one that pencils it, and then the second one is the inker. So probably Ron Lim pencil with Jim Lee inks, but who knows. Just cool Captain America cover, 2 of my favorite artists, so can't go wrong. Next, I got this weird Dark Horse book, Dead or Alive, a cyberpunk western, number 4. I picked up issues, I think, 2 and 3 last year at a store in Radcliffe, Kentucky. Just the art style just caught my eye. I'd never heard of this before. It looked really cool, so I picked up those 2 issues for $1 a piece, and then this was the first time I'd seen issue 1. It's got this crazy looking steampunk clown with a chainsaw and all kinds of wackiness going on. So just a 4-issue miniseries that looks kind of entertaining, so I was happy to find number 1. Another weird book here is Desperado Primer. This is number 1. This is an image book. Just an interesting Brian Boland cover. It's got a weird, like, mermaid. Well, I guess she's not a mermaid. She's got webbed feet down there, but she's definitely not a mermaid. Just some weird sea creature with another weird sea creature in her lap. So just thought that was interesting. So you find weird stuff at the flea market, even in the comic books. So for $1, can't go wrong. Next, I found a pretty good chunk of this Gears of War run from Wildstorm. Finally decided I'm just going to try to put this whole run together. So I found number 4, number 5, number 6. That's a cool cover with Marcus Phoenix on there with somebody else. I can't remember what the Locust guys. I don't know if that's like one of the main villains or not. It doesn't look like it. Number 11, number 14 here, and the last one I found was number 15. So I think this ran for like 29 or 30 issues. The later issues are lower print run, so those are harder to find. And those fetch like, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 bucks for those. And then the first issue, that goes for around the same price, maybe a little higher, just depending on the day. So those will be the hard ones to find. These ones in the middle, I've seen these at a couple places, so I just decided to start trying to pick them up and try to complete the run. So see how that goes. Next, we got Incredible Hulk 338. I don't think it's a McFarlane. It's definitely not a McFarlane cover, but he did the interiors. Yeah, Peter David writer, Todd McFarlane penciler. Didn't say who did the cover, so you can see the interior. It's definitely Todd drawing the Hulk. So happy to find that. Todd's spirit brother here. So Rob Liefeld Goodness Major X #1. This is the second printing. Yeah, I was looking to see. I know there was a ton of covers for this. And this is my first copy of issue 1, so it was the second printing, so I was happy to find that. For $1, I think I'll try to probably get as many of the other covers as I can for cheap. You can still find those floating around in the back issue bins, but I'm probably not going to pay more than $1 for them. Next, got Pinky and the Brain #10. Pinky and the Brain Pirates. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Next book here, we've got a Sensational She-Hulk #36. This one's kind of weird because it doesn't have She-Hulk on the cover. It's just got her answering machine and then some word bubbles, which is cool. You don't really see the word bubbles on the comic covers anymore. There's certainly a ton on the She-Hulk run, so that's nice to see. You can get I'm not sure if this run is going to pick up steam once the She-Hulk show starts. I think it starts in August, so a couple more weeks. But I've got a couple of the She-Hulk books from one of the more recent series on my Mercari store, and they haven't been getting any traction or traffic or anything. I've got #1 and #2 second prints. I think I showed those in a previous video. I figured those would be a good time to sell now before the show actually starts. And maybe once the show starts, it'll get really popular and they'll pick up. But the Sensational She-Hulk run was from the early 90s when I collected originally. So I was just trying to find as many of these as I can. I had a few of these up on my store, but I think I'm probably going to keep them. I like the John Byrne art on these a lot more than the more recent issues. So next, got just a weird one-off Six Gun Samurai. It's kind of another Western / samurai book. Never heard anything about this before, but I like the cyberpunk and the Western genre, so kind of what this looked like, so I figured I'd take a chance on that. Next, I picked up a few Spawn books here. We got #66, cool Greg Capullo cover. 67, another Capullo cover with Spawn about to get shot. 68 and 69, nice. Another cool Sam and Twitch, I guess, helping out Spawn. I found a rare Superman book, of course, #75. This is the third printing, and now I have the first, second, third, and I think I've got the fourth printing too. So I'm going to try to find as many printings and as many versions of this as possible. Next we've got Suspira #2. Picked this one up just because it's a Mike Okamoto book. He does the cover and the interiors as well. He's got that painted style that I really like. Kind of pre-Alex Ross painting, obviously. Not as popular as Alex Ross, but I like him, so you can find these for cheap. I was happy to grab that. I think this is like a 4-issue miniseries. So yeah, pretty cool. Got some Turtles books next. This is Turtles the Halloween special. This is a reprint of the first issue from the IDW run. I guess they released this a few years after it had come out, just to give people a chance to get it that missed it the first time. So I was happy to find that. Ninja Turtles Adventures #51. Just a cool Archie book from the original, from Volume 1. Well, I guess Volume 2 of the Archie run. Volume 1 was that 3-issue miniseries, I guess, technically. So the second volume ran, I think, up into the 70s or 80s, the issue numbers. And those later ones are pretty pricey, so anytime I can find these for cheap, I'll grab those for sure. The spine's a little beat up, but I'm sure this was just in some kids collection, so I'll take it. Next, got a Dave Stevens cover, True Love #1. He does not do the interiors, unfortunately, but it's kind of a cool, I don't know, looks like a Depeche Mode or some kind of 80s rock album cover. So just happy to find that. Next, got Universal Soldier #1 from the movie, based on the movie from the 90s with Muscles from Brussels and Dolph Lundgren. And it's very 90s because it's got the shiny hologram on there as well. So I guess that's supposed to be Dolph Lundgren on the cover there. He's got the blonde hair, and he looks a little crazier than Van Damme, so I think that's probably him. This was, I think, a 3-issue miniseries. I think I had #2 in a previous video, 2 or 3, so one shot completing that. Next, got Wolverine Origins #5, just a cool Joe Quesada cover. I've been finding these. I really like these Joe Quesada covers. I can't remember how many he did of this run, but he did a lot. So I know I think 10 or 11, that's the first appearance of Dokken. That's the pricey book in this run. So I doubt I'll be able to find that in the dollar bin. If I can, I'll definitely pick it up. But in the meantime, I'm just going to grab as many of these Quesada covers that I can find for cheap. Next, we got X-Force Sex and Violence #2, just a cool Dell'Otto cover. This was just a 3-issue miniseries. I think Dell'Otto did the covers on all of them, so I'm just going to try to pick those up. Next, got Star Wars Darth Maul #3. I was trying to look this up on eBay, and I put in Darth Maul 3 comic, which is also the newest run of Darth Maul #3. That's like the first cover appearance of Cad Bane, so I couldn't really find it until I put in Dark Horse, and then it pulled up this one. So this one goes for like $5 or $6, which isn't a lot, obviously, but it's a newsstand. See, it says Star Wars Adventures there on the barcode. That means it's a newsstand. And I got Heir to the Empire #6 as well, is in the same sleeve, and that's a newsstand as well. So I guess those were 50 cents a piece, because everything, like those Spawn books too, those were all, anything in the same sleeve was $1, I guess. So it's pretty cool. Got a cool Venom promo comic here. This was from the first movie. I can see the AMC logo down there. I guess they were giving away these at the movie theater. I know they did that with the Black Widow movie and the Suicide Squad movie and the Batman movie too recently. I don't know if they did that with the new Venom movie or not, but I like the Venom movies that for what they are. I mean, obviously they'd be better if they were Spider-Man movies, but you know, Tom Hardy's great, so I like what he was able to do with the character and enjoyed them for what they are. Next, got Tokyo Ghost #1. This one goes for about $20. It fluctuates whenever there's new option news. I think it jumped up to like 30 or 40 when they first optioned, and then like a director got attached, and then went back down. So now there hasn't been any news for a while, so it's back down to around $20. But looks kind of cool. I'm gonna read this one. It looks like a post-apocalyptic, anime-inspired type tale. So, and Rick Remender, he's a good writer. I haven't read a ton of his stuff, but I've liked what I've read so far. So I'll definitely give this one a shot. And then we're gonna finish up here on a good run of some Girl Genius books. So I've got Girl Genius Volume 1. So I've talked about these and shown them a lot before. They're created by Phil Foglio and his wife Kaja Foglio, who came to my attention. They were Magic the Gathering artists, and they do comic books now. And so this was inked, actually. It's in black and white. These first 3 issues are in black and white. And then the last page, where is it? So this is Brian Snowdy doing the pencils. He was also a Magic the Gathering and Legend of the Five Rings artist, and he inked these first 3 issues, and Phil Foglio did the pencils. You can kind of see the style. It's a little cartoony, But I really like it. This seems to be like a steampunk type tale, so it's something that I always like reading about and seeing. So, and Phil Foglio is a great artist, as is his wife, so I was happy to find a good run of these. So that was the first one. That's 2. There's number 3. This is the last one that Brian Snowdy inks. They switch up inkers after that. And then number 4, this is the first one that's in color. So that's pretty cool. Let's see that. So you got number 4 there. Number 5. And really cool cover here on number 6. Kind of a Alice in Wonderland Cheshire Cat thing going on there in the background. Not that crazy, dude. So I can't remember how long this first run or first volume went, but I've been picking these up as I see them, and just fun little story, great art. So I was happy to find a good run of these. And that is going to do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.